guys, it's Jeff Aromatics back again with another entry in my cigar journal where I take a singular leaf of any kind of tobacco, roll it up into a puro of all that one leaf, smoke it, and just give my thoughts and notes on it. As a blender, you need to know what each of your ingredients is in the cigars that you're making. Plus, it's just kind of interesting, just out of curiosity. You hear of all these different types of tobaccos like Connecticut Broadleaf, Arapiraca, Pennsylvania Broadleaf, things like that. You're wondering, what do they taste like on their own, right? So anyway, that's kind of what I'm doing here today. Now, the leaf that I will be talking about today and smoking is called Connecticut Broadleaf Oscuro. I have done the Connecticut Broadleaf, just the natural, and I really enjoyed that one. I really like that, although I don't really blend with it much. Actually, I don't have much of it left. I only got like a small sample, and I haven't been able to get any of that quality since. So anyway, I have been able to get this, and it's Oscuro. I'll show you a quick look at it here. So this is growing up in the Connecticut in USA, and it is very gnarly. That's what it's known for, is a thick, gnarly leaf, big veins. It's ugly, kind of rustic looking, but it's getting more popular, like in the last, whatever, 10, 15 years. People are using it more. And yeah, just it's a nice, rich type of tobacco. And I guess we'll find out what it actually tastes like. I've never smoked it on its own yet. I do use this leaf in one of my blends called the, which one do I use it? The VMAX? I think it's the VMAX, yeah. Anyway, I'll show you a picture of it there if I get a chance. So let's get this lit up while we're talking. Funny thing is, this does not look like an Oscuro leaf at all. This actually looks like the natural, if not lighter than the natural. But if you've ever seen my video on what is a Maduro and what is an Oscuro, you will find out that there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of like everybody has their own standard of what a leaf is. Now this could be an Oscuro leaf in the way that it's ligero, so this could be from the very top of the plant, and sometimes they'll just call that Oscuro, I guess, even though it's not really it's not a color necessarily, because that doesn't look super dark to me. Anyway. Okay, so I usually don't like to give too much information right off the start, because it takes me a while to sit down and think and to study what I'm smoking, so I can get an accurate representation of what I'm smoking. So give me a few minutes to smoke this for a while, and I'll be back, and we'll go over the tasting notes and burn characteristics, things like that. So stick around. Okay, we are back. So this is pretty easy to describe. The flavors right from the start, right away I was like, well, this is easy. You're basically getting a coffee and toast. So toast and coffee. The coffee would be a medium roast coffee with a little bit of cream and sugar and some toast. So imagine waking up for breakfast and someone had some toast and coffee ready for you. It even smells like that. That's like you're waking up to a coffee and a piece of toast. The strength is a solid medium, and the flavors that are coming off it are maybe a medium plus. There's no real heavy spice. There is black pepper on the retrohale, but no black pepper other than the retrohale. There's a little bit of sweetness, so it's semi-sweet. I wouldn't say it's a real sweet tobacco, but there's enough sweetness that it's not a flat tasting tobacco. Some shade leaves, some wrappers can have kind of a real dry kind of wine taste to it. They're not very sweet, but they've got a lot of flavor. This is almost smokable on its own. It's almost complex enough to be smokable on its own, but not quite. There are some tobaccos that can be smoked just one leaf on their own, and they're really good. And we'll get to those eventually. There's a couple that I really like to just roll up and smoke just one type of leaf. But that's rare. They usually do need to be blended to get a good rounded flavor and to get some complexity enough that it's enjoyable. So what else can I say about it? It surprisingly just like Pennsylvania broadleaf as well, these leaves are really thick and gnarly, but at the same time they have really good burn characteristics. So even though they're not as thin and as light as a lot of other wrappers, they do make a good wrapper as far as combustibility, or a binder. Some popular cigars that use Connecticut broadleaf would be the CIO Flathead. That's one of my favorites. It's a classic, as well as the Punch Classico. There's a whole bunch that use it, and Foundation uses a lot. The only one I can remember at this moment is that Night Commander, and one of the cigars that I roll uses this at the moment, and that is the VMAX. And there's another one that I just started working on, and I think I've almost got there, and it is based off the Night Commander by Foundation Cigars. So it uses this a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, and it's got Nicaraguan fillers, and it's kind of got like a nice, that nice kind of coffee, fairly full flavored. It's got a little bit of Ligero in that, or a lot of Ligero, I should say. But just a good all-around type of leaf. Something I would use this mostly on something that you'd want to have like a medium profile all over. I don't know if I would use it on something really heavy, but it would be good if you had some lighter tobaccos that you just wanted to add more flavor to it without a lot of strength. That's what you would get from this, or without a lot of pepper or a lot of spice kick. That would go really well with this, and I'm sure it would go good with some Ligero heavy stuff too, like the Night Commander or a Foundation type cigar. But ultimately, just a cigar where you want lots of flavor, but not a lot of strength, not a lot of pepper kick. That I could see this being a really good wrapper for that. All right, so I guess I'll leave it at that. I hope you guys enjoyed my little entry here. I definitely found it interesting and informative, and I'll be able to use that for that information for my own blending. Anyway, what are some of your, whoever's watching, what are some of your favorite Connecticut broadleaf cigars? I'd like to know. Leave it down in the bucket below, and I'll see you on my next video. So till then, Aromatics, signing out.